is recorded in one place in the Buddhist text in Tripitaka, where the Buddha is said to have made a statement that all the wholesome qualities are related to Khanti. All the wholesome qualities, they are related to Khanti. The other day, Yom Sundra, Yom Hui said in the 52 Chitasika Abhidhamma, where is Khanti? So going by this statement, we can say in all the 25 wholesome Chitasika, 25 among the 52, if you have read or studied basic Abhidhamma, the 52 Chitasik, or psychological factors, 52 of them. 14 of them are unwholesome. 25 of them are wholesome. And 13 of them are universal. They occur both with the wholesome and also unwholesome. By nature, they are neither wholesome nor unwholesome. They become wholesome, unwholesome by association. When they associate with bad one, they become bad. When they are associated with good one, then they are good. So that's the nature of the mind in the Abhidhamma, in Prapitam. So, all the good qualities are related to Khanti. Khanti. I'd like to repeat here the story that I tell almost in all retreats. A crazy man knocking at the door. Okay, crazy man knocking at the door. He knocks at the door of somebody, a stranger's. Then the owner of the house opened the doors. Straight away, this knocker of the door uh, he says something to the owner of the house. You are a useless person. You are like this. You are like that. Without any background, he just goes into his tirade straight away. So the owner of the house is taken aback. He couldn't even ask, "Who are you insulting me at my doorstep?" He couldn't even ask that because the man who knocks at the door, he keeps saying something negative and non-stop. Okay, once he has spoken, he just left straight away. The owner of the house, look at the reaction of the owner of the house. He didn't look at where did the man come and where he is going now after he has left my house, where he is going. No observation. The first point. The second one is that, okay, this person is insulting me. But that's his attitude, the way he takes it, the way he takes um, the knocking man, the door knocking man. So what happened after that? This man, the owner of the house, he closed his door tightly. He goes into, his mind goes into spinning. I'm really unlucky today. Oh, what did I do last week? What did I do last month? Last year? In my childhood, what did I do? Um, is there anyone who is plotting against me? Do I have to call the police? Would the police ask all sorts of questions that I wouldn't be able to answer? If I don't call, would I be safe? He starts thinking. The more he starts, the more fear he creates. The more fear he creates, the more he retreats into himself. Now his mind cannot stop interpreting the incident. I'm the unluckiest person in the world. And despite all the good things I have done, all the efforts I have made in my life, in my whole life, look what happens to me. I don't even know this man. He has insulted me. Maybe he come back. Maybe he comes back. Maybe during the night. Maybe he set fire on my house. Maybe when I go out shopping, he will be there waiting for me. The spinning mind cannot stop. In the meantime, the knocking man, he goes to the next door. He knocks at the door. He says the same thing. And he left the owner of the second house spinning just like the first one. The man in the first house thinks he's the only one who has been insulted, who has ever been insulted in the world. Everyone else's life is fine. Okay. Everyone else is happy, secure. I'm the only one unlucky, insecure. And there's somebody, maybe more, maybe a group of people plotting against me. Actually, the second man also start thinking that way. He also think he is the only one in the whole world to have had this kind of unfortunate incident because he didn't observe where the man came from. If he ever did a little bit, he would know that the man was there and his neighbor doing the same thing. Okay. Had he cared to talk to his neighbor, now he didn't talk because with fear, you go into survival mode. The amygdala brain starts being active, very active. At that moment, the reasoning brain stops working. But the man who knocks at the door is true to himself. He knocks at the door one after another. He says the same thing to those people. And he proceeds. The whole streets. It may be difficult to do that in Thailand because you have big fence and all the security gate and all that. In England, it's a lot easier to knock at the door. In America, too, in most cases, it's easier to knock at the door. A lot easier, even in Canada. Okay, the schools, even the schools have no gate. In England, the schools have gates. In America, they have bomb detector, even. But in Canada, it's still very much open. You can also see the swimming pool behind the house in the garden. Many of that they have that. So it would be, I mean, you can imagine that, okay, people knock at your door. Your security relies on your neighbors in Europe, in most cases. The man inside the house, he is in fear, but he is also angry, very angry. If the same man comes, I'm going to punch him. I'm going to punch him. Uh, Although that thought, that angry thought, revengeful thought crosses his mind, he dares not open his door anymore. He's frozen with fear. Fortunately or unfortunately, there comes a second man knocking at his door, knocking at his door. Now he opens with rage. When he opened the door the first time, he opened with curiosity, but no mindfulness, just curiosity, maybe surprise, maybe surprise, no mindfulness. The second time, also no mindfulness, but with anger, a lot of anger, because he thinks he's the most unlucky man. Okay, what comes now? Okay, um, he is prepared for the worst. But the second man is quite reasonable. He asks the question, have you seen a man knocking at people's door? Oh yes. Is it your brother? Is it your friend? No. I just want to tell you, okay, that he is a crazy man. He's out of his mind. You got this information. All the anger drops, all the fears drop. Where is Khanti here? Where is Khanti? Where the place of Khanti? We are talking about higher Khanti. The man, okay, the owner of the house, he doesn't hurt anyone. He doesn't insult anyone. But he suffers so much in his mind. He suffers so much because uh, he thinks he is the only one to have suffered such unfortunate incident. Unique feeling, unique feeling, a feeling of uniqueness that your pain is unique. See, when you meditate, if you experience pain, you don't remember anyone. They don't remember anyone else. They might also have pain. Uh, This thought never crosses your mind. In your subconscious mind, you are the only one suffering in this meditation hall. The rest, everybody, no pain. You know? So you feel that uniqueness, even with your pain, with your suffering, with your dukkha. This is exactly what the man in the house has been going through for the last few days, maybe a few weeks, until the second man comes and tells him that man, okay, he escaped from mental hospitals. He's out of his mind. He has no idea what he's saying, where he's going. What a relief. Second man, he moves to the second house, knocks at the door. Knocking at the door is the same activity. But the message that you get from the first man and the second man are different, totally different. This is a metaphor, a metaphor. We have 6 doors, ayatana. Our doors are being knocked at all the time, all the time. So when you sit, the 4 elements, when they compete with each other, the heat element, then the earth element, the heat and the wind, they compete with each other. Sometimes they're in harmony, sometimes they are not. They're knocking at our door, at the door. Potappa, the door of touch. That door is being knocked at. So how do we open the door? That's the question. How do we open it? Mm. Do we open with fear? Do we open with unique feeling? I'm unique with this. Sometimes we even have a unique feeling. I never had this pain before I came to this retreat. Sometimes we even have this unique feeling. We like to feel unique. We like to feel special, even with pain. You see, we like to feel special. And that uniqueness is called atta. We like to have the sole copyright to this pain. No one else has it. I'm the only one with this pain. And you want people to listen to your pain and to empathize with you. You know, we have that. We all have that. The spinning mind, over there you can see papanja, prolonging the pain, prolonging the pain. You don't understand me because you have never experienced such thing. That kind of that kind of attitude. This is papanja. It's unique to me. So this is mana. And we feel okay after the first man has knocked at our door and he said something, he left. We feel that this unfortunate incident is going to last forever, forever, ever. We don't foresee the end of this. If we foresee the end, oh, good things come and go. Bad things come and go. This will also end like King Solomon in Israel. If we have this mindfulness, good thing or bad thing, we take it with perspective. Now that we expect good things to last, that expectation becomes a habit. So when bad things happen, we expect the same without knowing it. We think this bad thing is going to last forever. If you if you do a dhyana today 1 hour, tomorrow try to sit 1.5 hours. After 1 hour mark, your mind will start thinking this discomfort is going to last forever. Never go away. You will have that feeling. If your limit is 1.5 hours today, tomorrow try a little bit more. And once you have passed your comfort limit, your mind will start spinning. There's a habit. There's a habit. There's a habit. What you need is the second man knocking at your door. The second man knocking at the door. So when we look at the pain, then we have this metaphor in mind. You can use this as your meditation instruction. You can use this. Okay, now one of the doors, ayatana, is being knocked at. And look at the reaction. How do I react? Do I react like that, man? At this stage, you can do that reflection. You can do that. Using this metaphor as your guidance. One small samnera during the Buddha's time, he went for Bindabat for alms in the morning with his teacher, Venerable Sariputta. The way Venerable Sariputta gave him meditation instruction was not Kaya Vedana Chitta Dhamma. It's not in the four Satipatthanas term. His teacher said, look at the canal. Okay, people make this canal so that they can control water. How much water goes to where it should stop, where it should be used. And they proceed further on arms round. And they saw a man making an arrow. An arrow. What is he doing? The novice asked. He is bending the wood, the bamboo, to his need. To his need. But he's working with things outside. The water and the canal are outside. The arrow, the wood, the man working with things outside. Meditators, they're trying to work on that mind. If their mind is pliant enough, if their mind is gentle enough, if their mind is so rigid, um, reacting to anything, that was the instruction. He came back after the alms round in the morning. Before eating, the young novice, he went into meditation. He thought about this. He checked his mind through those two metaphors. Is my mind um, good enough to, can I bend it like the arrow maker bending the wood? Or if the mind still slips away, I can't measure it. Like the water in the canal leading to a big dam. You can close the dam, you can open it, you can make the best use of the water in cultivation. He checked his mind. If his mind is reacting, look, when the first mind and the first man knocks at the door, look at the reaction, the reaction, the reaction. Because of the habit of reaction, there is no Khanti, no peace until the second man comes. When the second man comes, he understands that somebody who knocks at the door is crazy. In other words, we look at our own mind. Okay, in the morning session, I struggle with the pain. Actually, not I. There was a habit, the old habit of the mind, that ignorance, that avijja, that's fear. With that, if you go into the second, if you go into another session, if you understand the pain better, so maybe the second man has arrived to knock at your door. The second man, the message from the second man is to tell us that a crazy man is a crazy man. That is a statement of truth, satya. So that's wisdom. So when we hear that, we no longer bear any revenge. We no longer have any revengeful thought towards the first man. It just automatically drops. You no longer think you are the unluckiest person, the most unfortunate person in the world. That thought also drops. If the first man comes around knock at your door, you wouldn't react in the same way. This is to say, when we go into spinning, uh, there is lack of mindfulness, there's lack of understanding. So when we cannot tolerate the physical pain, yes, there is lack of mindfulness, lack of understanding, and lack of Khanti. With the second man arriving with a true message, a message of truth, we are now ready to let go, to let go. So Khanti is also about letting go. Khanti. Before we cannot let go, Khanti, you know, is is a kind of crutch. child crying in Khanti is the first step, the unpeaceful Khanti. In the same way, when you go back home, if you see anything, if you hear anything, that triggers your emotional reaction. Remember, your door is being knocked at. Okay. And how you're going to respond. We practice here with pain, with adhitthana. In a strict retreat, we all would be required to go for the same length of adhitthana. But here I leave it to individuals, to all of you, to determine your own adhitthana. Um, if you go for 10 minutes, that's good enough. 30 minutes, that's also good enough. 1 hour, that's also good enough. The thing is that you should do adhitthana in order to develop this khanti. Okay, any question?
I sometimes confuse mudita with gratefulness when expressing this feeling toward my close friend or family members. Is this um is this feeling the same? I confuse mudita with gratefulness. It's like I when I do mudita, I feel like I feel grateful for my family or all the teacher in the past. Is it's a feeling of gratefulness more than mudita. It's the same, right?
It's the same, yes. In my understanding, metta is wider, is more extensive than mudita. Mudita focuses on the good thing. Metta is on both good and bad experiences. Metta and mudita, this one. And gratefulness, okay, gratitude. This is also part of mudita feeling, part of it. um, my understanding is like this. We all should be grateful to each other. And gratitude is not that, okay? It's not that. It's not something that you owe somebody. If you owe somebody something, you can repay it. If you owe somebody 10,000, you repay 10,000. Maybe with interest, you repay it. And that's done. That's about owing debts, being indebted. In English, they use synonymously, being indebted, being grateful, being thankful. But in my opinion, if I understand uh, Buddhist philosophy and Buddhist psychology correctly, I think they're not the same. Being grateful means, okay, we rely on each other. We have to rely on each other to survive. We cannot live alone. In Bangkok, millions of people, okay, you rely on each other. The fact that in Bangkok you have more things than the smaller cities because together all the people in Bangkok you make a big market, you become a big market. As a result, food may be cheaper than other places. Transport may be better than other places. It may be a lot easier to find jobs, to create jobs, to find to find staff in Bangkok. This is um, because of the size of the population. That means people who are in Bangkok, okay, you do contribute to the comfort, to the welfare, to the progress of each other, directly or indirectly. Indirectly. The tax that you pay um, helps the people in other parts of Bangkok to live more comfortably. You know, the tax that you pay. And the tax that they pay also paves the road near your house, you see. And the fact that that Bangkok has a lot of canal, uh, hundreds of them, and other infrastructures, they they come from the taxes of many people, including people from outside Bangkok. So when you do your best, you are successful. Your success help other people to succeed also. The success of other people help you to succeed also, vice versa. So this is how I understand gratefulness. Gratefulness. Interconnectedness is this is the way I understand it. We take care of ourselves. In principle, we take care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. But what the Buddha is saying, Attanang rakkhando parang rakhati. When you take care of yourself well, actually you're also taking care of other people. So he, you don't go out your way and ask, okay, who has problem and solve each and every problem that is there in Bangkok. But the way you do that is through the system, by working hard, by being successful, by taking care of yourself, by paying the taxes, and all those things. They help other people. Um, and living in a society, in Bangkok, in other provinces, if we have this mindset, actually we feel more secure. We see more of good things in people, and we can use the word fellow citizen happily. Mm. Otherwise, okay. Before I came here, I mentioned the other day a novice who is in summer schools. He said 9 subjects this year. He failed 2 of them. He passed 7 of them straight away. Two, he had to resit. But in his mind, before he came to our university and learned mudita from me, his mind was only on the 2 subjects he failed, never on the 7 subject that he did well. So on the 4th day, through mudita. Okay, it was his turn to speak out, to express his mudita. Uh, today, I had a breakthrough. I could connect with the 7 subjects that I did well. And I'm more confident now, he said. So the next day, the 5th day, I asked him uh, to relate his success in those 7 subjects to other people, the people who wrote textbooks, the people who publish, the people who produce paper, who produce inks, the designers, the graphic designers, the transport, the teachers, teachers, parents. Because those people, they work hard and they succeed, he now has an opportunity to study. The fact that he is working hard is also helping all those people. The printing press has a job to do. The designer has something to do. Like that. So when we do mudita, we come to understand the only way we can survive and survive very well, happily with secure mind is through win-win situation. Win-win situation. We don't have a lot of fear to let the other people win because we think or we are confident we will also win. Like that. At the moment, when you see there's a fight, there's a conflict, there's a clash, both sides, they think they have a lot to lose, very little to gain. If that mindset comes in, see, it's like the first man knocking at your door and now you go into spinning. So mudita stops this. It stops this.
โยมokay, โยมreport practice today โยมนะคะ during sitting meditation I check my posture every 3 minutes or more than 3 minutes. Every time I check posture, there is always a desire to move. I understand that if I have pain, the desire to move is to run away from pain. But I notice that when I have no pain yet, the desire to move is also showing. I step back, seeing the observing mind with Khanti, watching subconscious mind, watching and understand that there is an endless desire, wanting for something more and more. Everything is never good enough. I found that underlying there is a wrong attitude of seeking and running to the point in which I believe that it is perfect. This mind is already judging things that this one is good, this one is bad, based on that wrong attitude. I realize this mind is tired, not knowing things, and have to compassion automatically come and comfort it.
You describe it very well. You can use pure mindfulness to manage the situation. You can use karuna. You can use just or maybe just Khanti, observing the old habit the old habit that wishes to change. Just observe that. Observe that. Mm, that's possible. It's very good that you check the posture often. So it's like this. The posture is the physical body. By observing the body, we see the body plus the mind. This is the technique. That is why we call this mind body balancing exercise. You just check your posture every 3 minutes, but you see the state of the mind, the state of the mind. So you check the body, you see the body plus the mind. The body is the forum, the stepping stone, and from there you look at the mind, the mind's behavior.
And her question today is based on your talk the other day about observing my ABC. Could you please elaborate that?
Mm. At the beginning, it may not be on the spot. A, B, C, may not be on the spot, but we can use reflection. Um, the first mind is like okay, when the first person knocks at the door, there was no observing mind. As a result, you react. You react. But when the second man comes, you reflect, you revisit the recent experience. There was the first man knocking at the door. That was how I reacted. There was that emotion. There's another thought, another emotion, another thought. You reflect it. That mind was observing the emotion and the thought, the reaction. But if you can see, okay, if you step back just one step, you will see that awareness of thought, awareness of emotion. Meaning awareness of awareness. Usually this comes when the mind is quieter. You do this on the spot. But before the mind is quieter, you do this through reflection. Through reflection. Sometimes you observe the pain. If you do one step back, you can see the mind is observing the pain. Observing the pain. In observing the pain, we say vijnana, being conscious of the pain. But if you retreat one step back, you see, oh, the mind is being aware of the pain. I didn't have to make any effort. As soon as discomfort arises, The mind just becomes aware of that. That's vijnana, consciousness. You are conscious of the pain. The mind that observes consciousness is is sati, is mindfulness. The actual mindfulness is that one. We say watching mind A, watching mind B, watching mind C, D, and so on. Strictly speaking, the first watching mind, they are not the actual mindfulness yet, or a very raw, very raw. In terms of physical body, this is just for the sake of information. If you still get surprised, if you still react through surprise, maybe to the sound, um, and you lose the balance of your posture, you see, at that stage, the meditator hasn't got a proper mindfulness. A proper mindfulness is mindfulness B that can watch mindfulness A, mindfulness C that can watch mindfulness B, D that can watch mindfulness C. Only if we can see our own step like that, that we call this mindfulness. Because in the Satipatthana, the word used is pajanati. Pajanati. You know, pajanati is to know. That's the synonym of mindfulness in there. To know what? To know the action of the mind, to know the behavior of the mind. When the first man knocks at the door, the owner of the house doesn't know his own reaction. He doesn't know the psychological conducts of his. Only when the second man comes, he is able to see his own mind, his own reaction. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes we are aware of the pain because the pain attracts the attention. It attracts the attention. So this is one way of defining mindfulness, sati. Another way of defining mindfulness is when you see only one object, that's not quite mindfulness yet. That may be concentration, the function of concentration. But when you see the other objects, when you see pain, you see also perception, or maybe you also see reaction. Sometimes when we see pain, we just see the pain. We don't see our own reaction. How we are reacting to the pain at that moment, we don't see it. So our seeing or our ability to watch our watching mind is very limited. In that sense that we say, when we see pain, if we see only pain, we don't see the mind that is um, reacting to the pain, the mind that wishes the pain to go. We don't see the other mental factors we don't have mindfulness yet. In Mahasi tradition, we are asked to see the intention, the pain, the intention to move, the intention to move. When you come to see both, that's mindfulness. When we do walking, if you only see the movement of your feet, it's not quite mindfulness yet, not quite there. But when you also see the intention to live, the intention to place your foot, the intention. And now mindfulness, real mindfulness. So watching my A, B, C, D is about real mindfulness. To see mindfulness as a process, not as one entity, one factor that we can use to zoom in there, to zoom in there, to zoom in there. Not like that. Instead, watching mind comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. The first watching mind is watching mind A. Second watching mind B. Sometimes you're aware of your dissatisfaction. If you put in a little bit more effort, you can also see the mind that is watching anger, the mind that is watching anger. So the mind that watches anger is watching A. The mind that realizes, oh, my mind is watching anger, I'm watching anger. That's the watching B.
For my practice, uh, I just observe observe that if if uh things happen, it's not only Khanti. Khanti will come with mudita or metta or karuna. It always like that. It's not only Khanti, right?
Yeah. That's the point I was trying to make today. That Khanti is related to all the good qualities.
And one thing I just wonder, if we do mudita for like for myself, if we do mudita and I feel is I'm so lucky and things that happen to me is so grateful and I'm so happy. Is that atta or not?
Um, I don't want to go that far. I don't want to go that far. If is atta is very innocent one. So long, you stay connected with other people. Okay, in in your being fortunate, in your fortune, in your luck, if you acknowledge the role of other people, and if you can also see yourself in the success of other people, in the success of other people, that will be interdependence or interconnected. That interconnected uh, aspect will purify mudita, meaning it will turn atta into anatta. with perspective of anatta, mudita, uh, it will be there all the time, automatic, automatic. So we have to test our Khanti. We have to test our Khanti. In Bangkok, if there are people you don't like and uh, you think about how you belong to the same city, the same taxation system, using the same infrastructure, more or less, and how you are part of the same thing, the same city. In that way, whether you like it or not, you're helping each other. Um, if we look at that way, we will never want to cause harm to anyone anymore. We only want the best. So that good wishes is not for everyone. That's what we call metta. The metta sutta, Karaniya metta that we recite every day. Ditthawa yeva aditthayewa. Ditthawa, the people I have seen, the people I know well. Adittaya, the people I have never seen, I have never met. The people I don't know. We have to connect with them to be able to connect with them in the same way. Dure Vasanti Aviture, Dure. This is far. Aviture, near. People who are close to us, the people who are in the near vicinity, and people who live far away. If we share the same karuna, the same mudita, if they have difficulties, there is a chance to do karuna. If they're doing well, that's for mudita. So whether they live quite a big in a quite a big distance or near us, that space doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't change the quality of metta. The conclusion that I got from here is that all the five groups in the Karuna and Metta, we have done away with all the barriers. In that moment, we can celebrate our role, our achievement, still without atta, without atta. The Buddha has two Akasawa chief disciples among the monks and also two among the nuns. One of the two nun chief disciples, Upalawana, she was comparable to Pramokala. Very powerful in that aspect. There's a tradition, all the four of them, they have to pass away before the Buddha. They have to pass away. So when Upalawana Theri was about to pass away, she came to the Buddha. She asked for permission to go into Parinibbana, that is to pass away. And she also asked permission to demonstrate miracles, like Mokkala. She asked to do that, and she was given permission to do that. And I was very struck by what she said at the end. You are the Buddha, fully enlightened, self-enlightened one. You are teachers. I'm one of those who made you Buddha. Because in many previous lives, she was the daughter. In Pravesanton, Charlene Kanha, yes, she was the girl. And in many previous lives too. So she was very assertive. I'm proud of my role in helping you to become Buddha. I look at that and this is an Arahant, they can say this and this is, there's no time. So we don't have to feel guilty. Feeling good, we don't have to feel guilty.
พระอาจารย์ during doing the อธิษฐาน barami sometimes when start doing the อธิษฐาน right for before sitting or before walking sometimes I have the feeling fear or worry that I will break the อธิษฐาน barami and sometimes at the end when I can achieve the target that if I set up 1.5 hours sometimes I can feel self that, oh, I can do it. is there something wrong with my attitude?
The word in Pali, sikha. Sikha in English is called training. Training. This is a training. Adhitthana, this is a training. If you do it once and you can perfect that, no need to repeat. There's no training anymore. The mind is playing. That's anxiety, whether I'm going to accomplish this adhitthana. We do have that anxiety. At that moment, that time conscious mind is like the first man knocking at your door. Being aware of the time, sanya. Sanya is knocking at your door. At that moment, instead of adhitthana, you should focus on sanya. That sanya is causing worry, is causing anxiety. You see, you have been doing many retreats. Now it's time to observe some delicate points. Sanya is very delicate. Or you can understand that as old habit, sankhara. Because we want to do our best, we fear this may not be our best. This happen to anyone who does their best. This is anxiety. And we have to, you have to mudita, you have to feel mudita for the past adhitthana. How many adhitthana you have accomplished. And with that mudita, maybe you will have more. You will have more energy, more confidence to accomplish this one, the one you have just said. Even at the beginning, okay, during this retreat, I have done that adhitthana sitting, that walking adhitthana, this one, that one, this one, that. You do mudita first. And maybe you do mudita for other people who do this adhitthana practice. And with that, you replace anxiety with mudita. There's only one mind taking place at a time. So it's a question of replacing the habit of anxiety with a new habit of mudita.